Kath Bowler from Kath Bowler Consulting, down from Port Macquarie.
I am, yes.
Or up from Port Macquarie.
Yes.
And Craig Meldrum, Australian Unity, and you're in South Melbourne.
I am.
Our former stomping ground. Were you there when Redheads was there? Yeah. The best place. You should have gone there. That was fun. Right, we're talking about the incredibly exciting area of licensing. And your presentation was a challenge for the future.
Well, I actually changed the name of the presentation because I was a bit over everyone constantly looking at licensing in a negative way.
Okay.
Because there are so many opportunities for accountants.
Okay, well, let's talk about why it's seen in a negative light.
There is a lot of challenges,
Yeah.
no doubt, and there's a lot of misinformation about licensing. It is very confusing. So I can see, and it's going to take probably 1 to 2 years for accountants to get the necessary training and then transform their practices.
Yeah.
So it's a challenge.
Yeah.
But any challenge worth its salt will get you good opportunities and good outcomes.
Okay, so you want to change it from a challenging area to an opportunistic area?
Yes, I want them
Ideally.
to see the positives and how this is a ticket to grow your practice.
Okay.
And the benefit to that too has been the long lead time with this too, because there's been a 3-year transition period that basically started last year and finishes in 2016. So a lot of accountants are sitting there thinking, well, I don't really have to rush with this. I can sort of sit on my hands a little bit and we'll see what happens. But it's happening.
But why can't, I mean, it is 2.5 years.
They can,
What is it, July 2016?
Yeah, they can absolutely sit on their hands, but so many of them are thinking that I need to get a license to do what I've always done.
Right.
And if they're thinking that
And
way,
it's not fair?
No, and it's
Kind of
not
like
fair.
9-year-olds, it's not
Yes,
fair?
Not fair. Why do I have to do a statement of advice? Why do I have to comply? But if they're viewing it that way, they kind of miss the point that this is a chance to actually take your practice to the next level. If they use it to do what they've always done,
Yep.
it will be a cost and a pain in the
All right, don't take this the wrong way, but you know, you often hear terms like, you know, take it to the next level, and it sort of doesn't, I know it means something, but I don't actually know what it means. So if they're not licensed, what are they going to miss out on? What is the next level that's on offer here?
There's accounting practices have, ever since I've been involved 15 years, they've been told that if you don't transform your practice and move into the advice space, you will become irrelevant because the tax advice is being commoditised,
Yep.
they're being pushed into compliance-based work. So if they want to own that space or be a major player in that space,
Yep.
they need to give advice and they need to be licensed to give advice.
Or even to be a minor player in that space.
Major.
But I'm saying that even at its most simplest level, they still have to have the license to be involved,
They
even in a
do.
small way.
And it's not an option to basically sit on the sidelines and say, I just want to be able to do what I've always done.
Yeah.
You know, you can't. It's that stepping up is not only being able to do what they have always been able to do, but being licensed to do a whole new raft of things as well. So it's really forced a decision to either step back into what Kath was talking about, which is nothing, you know, the pure tax compliance.
Yeah.
If you're comfortable being there, you don't want to do anything else, that's fine. But you've got to ask yourself the question, where am I taking my practice? What am I doing? Am I competing? Am I going to be personal and business advisory? Or I'm just going to sit there and be a pure tax accountant? You know?
Right. And so how difficult is it for people when you're talking about it to actually take it on board and not feel like they're being given an extra job, an extra challenge? Why you make my life so hard?
I think it's significant for accountants. One, they've got to get their head around, yes, this is an opportunity, and even with the accountants I'm working with, they can see the opportunity, but now they've actually got to do it.
Yeah.
They've actually got to create time to dedicate and make this actually work in their practice, because it's hard. It's easier to do what they've always done.
How much time?
I would think that they would need to dedicate at least a day a week, at least, to start with, to make this work.
It's also important to know too that under the licensing, some people in the past have said, you know, yeah, it's okay, I'll do what I've always done as an accountant. And this advice stuff, it's a 5-minute add-on to what I do as an accountant, so it's not that onerous. But it is the level of compliance that now has prevalence in this means that they have to be either in it or not. You know, you have to take bull by the horns and really run with it. You know.
But if you partner with someone well, the onerous part is taken away. So as long as you partner with like Australian Unity or other licensees out there, the accounts, SMSF advice, who will help you along the way, it's not as hard.
Okay. so there is an easier route. There's a high road and a low road.
Find a good partner.
Find a
Don't
good
try and do it
partner.
on your own.
Okay, what about the CPD points? I know there's not an issue there, but there's an opportunity there. So how does...
Well, one of the regulatory requirements obviously is around continuing professional development, around education, and accountants have always had that with their continuing professional education for tax accounting and so forth. So they've always had to do that with the ICAA, CPA Australia and IPA and so forth. There's a new regime that they now come into with ASIC requirements around ongoing CPD as well. So there's a crossover there, and there's a lot of work to be still done to make sure that you cross both areas adequately.
Yep.
But they've got to make sure that if you, again, take the bull by the horns and really take it on. Don't do it half-hearted and breach. Do it properly and do it well.
Okay, when you say breach, what do you mean?
Breaching is really bad because it means that you're not doing what you need to do to keep your license, basically, or keep your authorisation.
Sounds like
It's
something
not a
else.
whale breaching.
Sounds like a yoga position or something. Breach.
Break the law.
Okay, good. Okay, thanks.
It's critical that, and I'm talking about quality. I'm talking about quality of mind and clarity in your practice and what you're proposing to do as well, because to provide advice, to be a full advice practice, to do it properly
Yep.
and compliantly, it's to take it by the horns and run.
Okay.
It shouldn't be extra CPD to what they're used to. They might just need to redirect. They normally have to do 40 hours a year, so they just need to redirect some of that 40 hours towards the areas they're now working in, as opposed to thinking of it as extra.
Okay. And the bonus, the upside, is the opportunity once they're licensed.
They can ask questions instead of just answering questions. They can take the conversations they have with their clients so much further if they're licensed.
And expand their business.
And
Great.
charge appropriately.
And charge it.
Appropriately for adding all that extra value.
Of course. So whilst they have to do the day a week to start off with, and just look, just finally on the timing one, again, it's July 2016. Realistically, how long would it take to get licensed?
Realistically, I think it will take you 6 to 12 months to get everything that you need, the training, to be able to, that's your ticket to then go and apply for a licence or become authorised with somebody else.
Okay.
The word there is don't leave it to the last minute. Certainly do not wait until the 30th of June 2016 and say, Monday morning when I come in, I still want to be able to do what I was doing on Friday, and there's this licensing thing that I have to worry about. I'll take care of that on Monday, and by Monday afternoon I'll be all good. But
All
no,
good, mate. It's all good.
It's not going to
So
work.
how many people are going to do that? Because there will be people who'll do that, obviously.
Well, the statistics are 10,000 accountants are looking to get licensed in some way, shape or form, which
Okay.
is a lot.
A lot.
So there's a lot to come through and there's a lot to get trained.
Okay.
And you've got to be cognizant of ASIC's resources in this regard as well. So if you're left to the last minute, there might be a material impact on the business while you're waiting for that to come through.
Yeah.
That licensing from ASIC, or working with a business partner such as a licensee that can help you through the process and so forth. So, the word is lassitude doesn't work here. You've got to actually do the work and, do your research. Talk to people. Talk about licensing options, whether it's referral, whether it's partnering with a licensee, whether it's going to get your own license. I mentioned that a lot in the presentation that we did about the options that are available. So there are options.
Yeah.
Just talk to people and work out what's right for you.
Right. You're the good guys. You're the missionaries of the licensing.
Yeah, work out what you need to grow your business and then find a licensing solution for you rather than letting licensing be the driver and controlling you.
Okay. Great advice. Thanks very much.
You're welcome.
Kath and Craig. Perfect.
Thanks, Andrew.
Thanks.